I recently made this little accordion style tag booklet copying someone else's creation. But is that actually okay? Welcome, it's Barbara from Vienna, Austria. So I stumbled across a video by lovely Tracy Fox where she created an accordion style junk journal inspired by Susie from Shabby Soul. Tracy changed Susie's concept by making hers bigger and by using book covers instead of tags for the front and the back. I love how Tracy made it her own and the final outcome is just gorgeous. So I highly recommend you check out her little series, which I will link for you below. Since Tracy mentioned the original source of her inspiration, I wanted to check that out as well. So Susie made the most adorable little tag journal and I was completely smitten. I wanted one just like hers, but I felt that I couldn't adapt it to my own style until I understand how she made it. I had to get a feeling of how she constructed it by making my own and by staying very close to her original project. So I will obviously link Susie's video for you below as well. So let me give you a flip through of mine. So obviously it looks different than Susie's because I used different ephemera and different materials. But the base of this is exactly what Susie made. So in the front and the back, I have a thick tag. And if you want to learn how to make this, please go check out Susie's channel. She shows you the exact way of how she constructed it. So I used mainly Tim Holtz products like Susie did because I am lucky enough to have a few of those that I have been hoarding and I thought this was just a perfect project for it. So this is the front, this is the back, and this is what this side looks like, one side and the second side. So let's open her up. I just tied it together with some twine here. And just like Susie and also Tracy, I made some of my ephemera pieces a little thicker by adding some layers of cardboard or cardstock to them. There's lots of layering. There's a lot of things going on here. I love that even though it is such a small and cute compact format, there is so much going on, so much to see, so much to play with. So here on the inside of the front cover, we have a little pocket with a little tag that I've sewn around. And in the back here, it has a little tuck spot with another little piece of ephemera backed with some tea bag. Here we have a side-loading tuck spot with lots of layers. And here we have another tuck spot. I love how grungy this 8 is. So I've done that by scratching it with sandpaper and then adding some distress stain and some gilding wax on top. So inside there was one of the Tim Holtz black and white photos, again backed with some tea bag. And in the front tuck spot, I have this, which is one of my handmade stamps on top of a used tea bag. And these words are cut out from a book. I love this, The Old Oak Tree. And I think this is actually my favorite piece in the whole booklet. Then in this pocket here, we have this tag. So again, pretty much all of the little ephemera pieces are Tim Holtz. So this here is definitely something that was also inspired by Susie to just fold things down and add these cute little paper clips, which are also Tim Holtz. On the back is just one of the papers from Tim Holtz. This is either the memorandum or the wallflower paper. Then I added some nail polish to some of my bits here. So I used a punch to punch this out from one of the Tim Holtz papers and then just put nail polish on top. And this here is also a tuck spot. Actually, this behind here is also a tuck spot. And these here, of course, are the paper dolls by Tim Holtz. So here we have these flowers and we have this little letter. And they just tuck in here. Here again, we have one of these thicker pieces. Here again, we have some torn edge and a little ticket with a paper clip. On this side, we have another pocket here and actually another tuck spot here in which I didn't put anything. So this again is a tuck spot. Then we have two things in here. Here I only added this thing again using nail polish, and the backs again with used tea bag. Then we have another little pocket up here, and these are all sewn. Well, actually this one I think is not sewn on. This is just sewn on the paper first and then glued on. But all these pockets you see here on the bottom, I sewed on the paper itself. So we have this tiny little tag here. And on the back we have one of these US stamps with it, which is also Tim Holtz ephemera. Here's another tuck spot. Again, this is one of the raised pieces that I made. And Tracy shows in her video actually how she makes these kind of raised pieces. And then I added this tag with another raised piece here. This is again punched out from one of the Tim Holtz papers. Oops. And on the back, I didn't do anything because I just really like that paper. And this is the back side of the back cover. Now this is the outside back cover, and we can just keep flipping. So here we have another pocket with another raised piece and a tea bag label here. And inside here we have a little tag here. And inside, this is also something that Susie shows in her video on how to make these tags with the pockets, which are really cute. Another one of the Tim Holtz black and white photographs. And again, backed with some interesting papers. Another pocket here. This one has some colored book page as a background. This is from a die cut, some collage fodder, some stapled down Tim Holtz ephemera that I cut apart. And inside is this tag with another one of the Tim Holtz paper dolls, some collaging in the background, and this heart that I have punched out from one of the papers. And to this one, I think I've added some sort of varnish or something. And I just left the backside as it is because I really like this. Here's another pocket. So this is again what Susie has done, tearing the pocket here and then adding something underneath the fold. This again is just punched out from one of the papers. Susie actually has these mini Tim Holtz bulldog clips, which I have in the meantime. I have ordered some from Amazon, but I didn't have it when I made this. So I just used a little paper clip, which is totally fine. And then here, this is also something completely copied from Susie. So there's a paper clip to hold this closed, and this flaps up. And under here, I put objet trouvé, so found object, and this butterfly. Susie put something else underneath, but the idea is the same. And in here I have another tag. This is one of the Tim Holtz milk bottle caps that I have received in a Happy Mail from Debbie. And then on top here I just added this piece of fabric and this handmade charm with a bulb clip. And on the back I have a collage with one of the paper dolls. And I thought this one worked well next to this page because it looks like they are father and son. So I thought that was cute, even though the son is actually bigger than the father. That's our creative freedom. Oh, and I almost forgot. I have another pocket here. And inside I have this Finders Keepers, which is also Tim Holtz. And I also backed this one as well. I love how that just pulls out from there. Here we have a tag. Same thing as what Susie did. Attached it the same way Susie did with a piece of fabric here, and I stapled a photograph on top, which I think is exactly what Susie did, and behind it I have this little collage here. Here I made a tuck spot, and again one of these round things I made that says tree, and this is probably my second most favorite tag. This is a handmade stamp that I stamped on a piece of tea bag that I had colored with my distress oxides. And in the back we have a little collage. And as you can see, the tag is upside down. I love that because then you can put some charms on the bottom here. This 8, for example, was just a regular wooden piece that I colored with black acrylic paint, and then I added some gilding wax to it, and I love how that looks. And then I just added some beads and charms to that, again copied from Susie. And that tag holds in place with a little tiny paper clip. And then we're back at the front, and of course it's super fun because you can open it all the way, and both sides are just really fun to look at, I think. And of course you could display it by standing it up somewhere like this on your shelf or your fireplace if you have one or something like that. So I think that's really cute. I had so much fun with this, and I love all the bits that are just like sticking out from the bottom and from the top and everything. It's just so fun to have something like this in your hand. So I really enjoyed working on this over a few days, and it was a project just for me. And I added bits here and there whenever I walked by my table, sometimes just spending 10 minutes on it, sometimes 3 hours at a time. But as I mentioned, I literally copied Susie's base 1-to-1. So is that actually okay? First, let me also mention a video I watched recently from Jenny Belly. Yes, she's back, yay! Which I will also link for you, in which she talks about copycats and what to do if your work has been copied. She went into the theory of how ideas find us, and is it okay to claim ownership of ideas at all, which is a fascinating subject on its own and is definitely worth exploring further. So she also mentioned that we each have our own moral compass of what we consider okay or not okay. So listening to my moral compass, it tells me that it is okay to copy another artist's work as long as I mention that fact and give credit to that artist. I post videos for you to find inspiration, and yes, please copy what I do. That is how we all learn. Sometimes we need to copy someone else before we can make it our own. Sometimes it's not enough to see it in a video and change it on the first go. I would, however, very much appreciate it, as would any artist, to be mentioned if you do this, just like Tracy did and like I do when one of my projects was inspired by someone else. So there are a few techniques in this project that I will probably use again in other projects in a different way. For example, I love the thickness of some of these pieces, so that's probably something I might do somewhere else. I love these bent corners and ears. I know this is something that Louisa does as well. I will be doing that probably more to just grunge up my projects just that little bit more. I love this flip up thing that we have there. That's something I might do again. I love the idea of the pocket in the tag. That's something I will probably do again. I love this idea of adding the tag this way to be just a flip out like that. My moral compass does, however, clearly have an issue with others posting my videos as their own on their YouTube channel. That is simply stealing. So this has happened quite recently. Someone actually created a YouTube channel for ASMR videos. So those are the videos without talking and without music, just to enjoy the lovely paper sounds. I have a whole ASMR series. I can link that for you below in case you want to check those out. And she simply took some of my videos as well as videos from a couple of other creators in this genre and posted them on her channel. So thankfully, one of my viewers, and I will be forever grateful for that, so thank you again so much, saw it and recognized my hands and notified me. So needless to say, I was in complete shock. There was no way to contact that person as the comment section was disabled and there was no info in the description box whatsoever. So I contacted YouTube and made a copyright claim, and I also outed that channel on my Instagram. The next day, I received a message from YouTube saying they noticed the channel had been deleted before they were able to do anything themselves. So I think outing her actually did the trick. So go ahead, copy, share, inspire others, feel inspired by others, but let's just show respect and appreciation for one another and be grateful to live in a time where we can so easily share ideas across the globe. So thank you so much for watching. Love you guys.
Mwah. Mwah.